During all cycles of the economy, there are people who are making money and losing money. The makers are the ones in front of large trends. The losers disregard trends. How do you get in front of large trends? You study what creates them. Without any hesitation, in today's society, it's the baby boom generation that creates the largest trends. The baby boomers are a group of babies born between 1946 and 1964. There were 76 million of them born in the United States, a billion of them worldwide. Why is this group so talked about? They're 1/3 of the U.S. population and control 65% of all the money. I've likened the magnitude of all those babies to a basketball moving through a garden hose. They reshape every industry they go through. See, if you can predict where this basketball is going down the garden hose, you possess the ability to make fortunes. I want to give you some historical examples of the obvious buying patterns of these boomers. It started with a company called Gerber back in 1940, who were barely known. But by 1955, just 10 years after the boomers were born, they had sold 1.8 billion jars of strained baby food. As the boomers took their first steps, it was Buster Brown and Kenny Shoes. When the boomers went out to play, Mattel and Hasbro got rich providing toys to this young group. As the boomers went through their teens, Dairy Queen and McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken became billion-dollar companies feeding the boomers. When the boomers moved through their 20s and 30s, which was in the mid-70s, what was the industry to be in? Real estate. Why? Because the boomers had heard from their parents one time too many, as long as you're living under my roof, you'll do as I say. So they wanted their own roof, which created a 15-year real estate boom. And people are still talking today about that great time frame to be in real estate. Then what happened to the real estate market in the late 80s? It began its decline. Why? The basketball had moved through the real estate industry. Another example of this is the U.S. stock market. I heard a stock market analyst speaking on the radio the other day saying that he just couldn't believe that the stock market had had a 15-year rise. Notice the number 15 years keeps coming up. Why? Because the baby boomers were born between 1946 and 1964. And so 18 years separates the front edge from the back edge, a very important number for you. If you look for trends on the front side of the basketball, you get the full 18 years for your products to be popular. That's the reason you study the nose of the basketball. So your business, no matter what your business is to be looking at what industries are expanding or which industries are about to expand. I don't care how long you've been doing something or how long you've been in school to learn something. Are you in front of trends or not?
It's important that we discuss the topic of identifying trends, especially trends that are suitable for the home-based business professionals. This has become big business. People are desperately looking for hot new trends that will give them the edge in the market. The earlier you can identify a hot new trend, the better. And it's always the smart money that never hesitates and always looks to stay ahead of trends. People that make the moves early on trends drive the best cars, have the best looking women and guys, they live in the biggest homes, have the fattest bank accounts. They also have everybody hanging off them trying to learn what it is that makes them so successful. Your chances at the big money in shorter than normal time frames is so irresistible that the smart money cannot ignore the chance to cash in on a hot new trend. When you can get in at the right time and leverage modern marketing resources, lifetime incomes can be earned from the 5 to 10 year cycle that good trends usually offer. So let's have a look at what trends are emerging out there in the marketplace. One of them that you can't ignore right now, hot on the heels of the bottled water boom, is the energy drink boom. You know, we're hearing $100 million marketing budgets being allocated by drink companies as more and more people are living the 24/7, lifestyle. The modern lifestyle will continue to skyrocket as the sales of energy drinks over the next 2 years pass the $5 billion mark. And we take a look at the Google Trends charts and see where the trend in sales of energy drinks is going. We can take a look here in 2004, late 2003, early 2004, right up to present day. It's in a definite upward trend. And you can see here that the competition's becoming so crazy that there are literally hundreds and hundreds and even now thousands of different energy drinks out there on the market, as you can see. But what's making inroads into the marketplace right now is something called energy strips. And as Donnie mentions here, he says energy is so hot as an overall category that to me, in fact, if there's another way to do it besides liquids, that's such an incredible given. And what we're talking about is the emergence of energy strips that are riding on the massive sales wave that energy drinks have created. And that's what we're talking about here in identifying trends in the global marketplace. So looking at the market right now, if we take a look at what's happening in the marketplace there now, the hot global markets, it's an energy drink explosion. Anyone who owns or has recently visited a convenience store or supermarket is aware that energy drinks are hot. Leading market research from Mintel reports that global retail markets for energy drinks is now valued at 4.8 billion and a growth rate of 400% from 2003 until the present day. But one thing we need to take particular interest in is drinking versus eating. And this is where you'll start to see some of the trends swing and bounce off the energy drink craze into what we call eating for energy. And one of those hot new products that are coming onto the marketplace right now is the Staunch Energy Strips. So that's what we wanted to give you a quick overview on, was what are the market trends out there. We predict that the right place to be in right now is the energy market, and particularly energy drinks and energy strips.